We shall begin by what is perfection? What do you think perfection is, Anton Maina?
The constant looking for. I think perfection is determined by you as a person. So the constant looking for things to go your way.
Okay, yes. So, we shall have an opening quote. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. This is a quote by Vince Lombardi, who is a famous American football coach. American football, yeah? Get it? It's not just any football.
40 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
Alafu unakuja unachota mtu spear unasikia tu.
So, as human beings, we are driven by the need and the desire to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The want to be completely 100% sure about what you're doing, about what you're saying. And we are wired to be the best in our own spaces, yeah?
In our own capacity.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. These days, my big words have disappeared. I'm digressing into a
simplistic form of language.
Yeah.
Which is good because it's easier to communicate with people that way.
Or maybe I'm becoming dumb. Am I dying? When your age increases, your mental capacity decreases. So
you've started to alarm me when you've talked about mental.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pursuit for perfection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's done in different places, different times, on different platforms. So we shall start with personal life and pursuit for self perfection. So
yeah.
Personal life. We start with ideal self versus the real self. Yeah. There is who you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
There is what you want to be. There is what you want to achieve. And there is a reality of things. There is who you actually are, who you actually expose, or how you show yourself to others. Yeah. So we often create an image or a perspective of ourselves in public. Like we try and show people the way we are, quote unquote, amazing, beyond normal expectations, beyond the quote unquote common mwananchi, sindo. However, there is also that person who you don't show to other people, like the person you keep to yourself. Like there is the public you,
mm-hmm.
and there is the private you. Your public you is the ideal self, and not only that, but also the things you want to achieve in life, the person you want to actually become is also part of your ideal self.
Mm-hmm.
However, your real self is a work in progress, a person who is still taking the baby steps, or not taking the baby steps yet, to getting to the point where you actually are the ideal self. And with that, sometimes we cannot achieve our ideal self because our ideal self at times can be unrealistic. In what way? Where we have situations where you want to achieve so much within such a short period of time. For example,
you want to become a millionaire by 25.
That's very possible.
Now it is.
That's very possible.
I'm not saying a multi-millionaire.
That's still very possible. 5 years.
Billionaire.
Oh, let's say you want to go to the gym today. Tomorrow you want to bulk up like The Rock. Do you understand The Rock has been doing it since he was 14, 15? I think so. Between 14 and 15. Yeah, you can confirm on your own. Kwani tawapea syllabus mzima. Guys, be serious bwana. Take notes. Yeah, anyway. So perfectionism and mental health. Anthony Maina, you have said something about your mental health. So please touch on that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
you. Your mental health is very important for one. This
yes.
Is aside from the topic. you need to constantly input into positive upkeep of your mental health. Contrary to what I considered common belief that mental health was not important, it was a thing for people who go to Madare or like mental institutions. Mental health is something that everyone has, and it's something that you should. It's also a part of just the way you have physical health and you eat well and you exercise and you go to the gym to keep your physical body in shape. So you should do with your mental health, with the people you interact with, whatever you do with yourself. Don't put yourself in extremely negative spaces. Challenge yourself, but be very aware of your surroundings. Don't put yourself in situations where you would regret being for your own mental health purposes. And sometimes you will need to make decisions that are for the betterment of your mental health. You need space away from even your friends at times for your own mental health, or your peers or whatever. Choose your mental health. It is very important.
Yeah, choose you.
Yeah, back to perfectionism. You, as he started saying, perfectionism is not something you can attain. Today you'll be okay, tomorrow you might not be so much okay. Same goes with your mental health in this regard.
Yes.
Today you'll be feeling, today I'm on top of the world, Superman. Then tomorrow you wake up, a series of bad things happen, and then you're feeling low. It's human to feel these things. It's normal. The idea that you will always be 100% okay is
a lie.
It's unattainable.
It is a lie.
Let's just be realistic. Some days you'll wake up feeling, yes, I can move the mountains. Some days you'll wake up feeling like there are mountains on top of you.
Yeah, you just wanted to fall on you completely and submerge you.
Yeah.
So we are not depressed, by the way. We are not. We are just realistic.
So being a perfectionist sometimes can also hinder your mental health, because you want things to be rigidly a certain way, and it compromises on a lot. And I think you should try to see things a bit more realistically for life to make a lot more sense.
Mnaona na hiyo niko na njaa. Tumeni pesa ya lunch online. Ni lunch sijakula online. Please. But anyway, back to our story. You want me to continue?
Yeah.
Ni nini? Kwa mamaanza mental health.
Sindio, I don't have much to say about it.
Why are you talking for 1 second?
Even me, I'm discovering the ropes of mental health and how important it is to me as a person, and how important the mental health of whoever is surrounding me is, because it is something that we need to constantly consider as you move on in society and in life, and when you interact with people, because people are not robots. People have things going on.
Indeed.
So when you meet someone, maybe just say hi. You don't know, that hi might be the one thing that is, they're clinging onto that thread that someone just saw them and smiled and said hi. Because people tend to not show their inner self, as you are saying, because your inner self has a lot of vulnerabilities and gray areas and a lot of feelings that you may or may not understand, even as you. So people tend to hide away, to not show as much of that side. You show more of your ideal self, that is the happy, vibrant, like, look at me, for example. I've been an MC in USIU for a short period now. Every time when I go on stage, I'm always showing a positive image. I'm happy, I'm vibrant.
Anasema ukiwa MC kunja sura.
No.
Yeah, do not be happy. Why are you happy? As an MC, why are you happy?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, that's what people tend to show. Maybe with time I will learn to show a bit of both, which makes me seem like a more realistic human being. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll be given the mic and then I go and talk about deep things there, and maybe someone will relate, maybe someone won't. Yeah.
So he has said he's also learning and growing. So to growth and learning, We are chasing perfection, a lot of us. And most of our chase for perfection is negative, in the sense that you're chasing to be the best of the best. Like, you want to be someone without any flaws, someone with who knows everything, who understands everything, who has answers to all the questions, which is impossible. We are unable to achieve that because no one ever has the answers to everything, no one ever has the solution to everything, no one has the ability to take down every single problem on their own. We did an episode a few weeks ago, or is it a week ago,
Some
that
time back.
we are social creatures.
Yeah.
So there is no way you can chase perfection on your own. There's no man is an island again. So yeah, as we grow and learn, hopefully you come to realize that you can be the best by achieving excellence, like Vince said, but you cannot be perfect. Perfection does not exist. Perfection is a social construct created for us to drown ourselves in our issues and feel overwhelmed by the things that are happening around us. So as you are strive for excellence or push for excellence, in that form, you won't be putting yourself in situations where you feel like you're drowning in a lot of work, in a lot of effort, in a lot of pain to be the best. Because you can only be the best in your own ability. I can't tell you what's best for you. I can't show you how to best love you, how to best care for you, how to best be there for you. That you have to do on your own. And as we chase perfection, don't chase to be perfect. Chase to be your best. Like,
So chase excellence.
yeah, chase excellence basically. So as we continue,
Just shortly, let me touch
Yeah.
back on something you said on people chasing perfection and work and you drowning yourself in a billion things and wanting to be perfect in everything.
yes,
But I have personally experienced that, and I can say for a fact that it is draining beyond what you can believe. At first you think, okay, I can be perfect and all these things, but you also need to come back to the realization that you are one human being and you have a limited number of days on this planet. So there's a limited number of things you can do on a long enough time frame. So you can't be perfect at everything. Perfection is something that, as you said, is an idea.
Yeah.
You can be excellent at things. I can be maybe excellent at drawing, writing, reading, blah, blah, blah. But even the amount of effort it takes you to get to excellence is a lot.
yeah, of course.
I have this quote that being good is easy, being great is extremely exceptionally hard, because the amount of effort it takes you from good to great and the amount of dedication and time and discipline to not change what you're doing, because right now even me, it has affected me a lot, where you start something, you get good at it, then you want to be great at it, so you try and then it gets to a point you're like, maybe this is not the thing, then you try something else. So you it's like you have 3 cars, so you're pushing this one, then you get to a point, you stop, then you start again. So on a long enough time horizon, you get nowhere. You don't achieve the greatness you aimed to attain. So be realistic with the things you're doing and understand that, as Alvin earlier said, perfection is an idea, excellence is something attainable. So chase excellence, chase constant improvement, and you will be better in life.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maina, for the wise words.
You're welcome.
Yeah, or for the words so great. Yeah, now let's touch a bit on professional life and perfection in workspace, school, wherever situation you're in where you have interactions with people which is based on competency. So I'll start with at work. Perfection is considered to be success or competency, but it's not so. you can drown yourself in the chase for wanting to do everything precisely to the last latter ama ni latter whichever and all you get from it is below average. Why? Because you drowned yourself in making sure every single aspect is perfect, that you lost the whole essence of the work, or the whole essence of what was meant to be received in that job or
specific thing that you do.
Yes, yeah, for that specific thing you're doing. So instead of chasing to be perfect in your field, do it to the best of your ability. Like, that's the thing. Like, best of your ability and perfection might seem like they're the same thing, but they're not.
Might sound like they're on the same path, but
Yeah.
they're not.
Perfection is when you become obsessed with making everything perfect, with making everything completely in line with what you have in your head. When circumstances are not in your favor, like they are most of the time, because we don't do things on our own. Like, no man is an island, basically. Every single thing you're doing, it's going to affect one person or the other. And especially in a school setting, workspace, anywhere there's a hierarchy, whatever you do might not be the best for your employer, or for the person who's grading you, or the person who's I don't know, in charge of that specific thing you're taking. Sorry, nimesikia ni kama kuna kitu imeingia kwa macho, but anyway, yeah. So that person who's leading, that person who's in charge, might not perceive your work as the best, but you have given it your 101%. That is your 101%. Leave it at heart, because that's the best you can do. Don't let anyone take the life out of you so that they can get the best that they want. If you are unable to give them the best that they want because it's something unattainable, don't strive for it. And the thing is, most people who push for these things, especially in the corporate world, are people who don't know how to do those things.
So then they think it's just a constant push for.
So they'll have a theory of how they want something to be put. They won't fully explain that theory to you. They won't fully explain that conceptualized design. But they'll want you to get and really make it a reality, yeah. And most of the time, it's really impossible. It's really crazy, because you're like, how am I going to do that?
Plus, it's someone else's idea.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
Even your idea.
That's what I was heading at.
So the goalpost keeps just moving.
Exactly.
You attain this, then
they're like, there's something else you have not done. You might die, actually, if you drown yourself in that. If you get yourself fully engrossed in such a headspace and in such an environment, which is mentally draining, you tend to even lose the energy to work. Even if it's something you love doing, you will lose the effort, the energy, the strength to actually work on it. So as we head to the next item,
which is funnily enough very tied to what we just talked about, the fear of failure.
Yeah,
I think people need to be more aware that the possibility that you will fail to the possibility that you will succeed is a very imbalanced thing. Because even that, let's talk about the guy who made the light bulbs that we use today, and we don't think much about it. That guy had to try that idea 1,000. Imagine trying something 1,000 times, and it might even look like this guy is insane at some point. You've tried 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 100, 200, 1,000. It takes a lot of courage,
yeah,
to even pursue such things, and it takes a lot of understanding of yourself to want to make this thing work, and to accept that it has not worked, so you are looking for a way to make it better, or to make to find a way to crack the code. And it takes a lot of patience,
Yeah.
which I feel has become a very dwindling resource in society right now. People want to become overnight successes, you want to become an overnight bodybuilder, and the sale of hacks like steroids and all that has become very prevalent in society right now. So it's like selling someone a minimalized idea of perfection.
Yeah.
Because you look at even the people who take steroids, you stop taking steroids, the effects are crazy. Yeah, so the fear of failure is something you will more or less have to deal with at some point, especially if you're an ambitious person, because anything worth doing will always have the cost of you not being able to achieve it. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But the fear of failure should not stop you from trying to achieve what you want. It's only supposed to be like a form of anxiety in a good way. This is where it helps you to push on, gives you the strength to actually continue trying. And most of the time the fear of failure comes from failing for once. So you might fail once, don't stop, push again, because if you fail, there's no one else who's going to push for you. You are your own best cheerleader, to say, and you're the one who's supposed to drive you to the best of your abilities. So don't let failure stop you. Basically, that's it. As we go
as we go forward and talk about creativity and innovation. The creative industry, funnily enough, and the film industry, the arts industry, the sports industry, is filled with a lot of perfectionists, I might say.
In a way, yes.
Yeah. But okay, the way I see it these days is just people who refused to fail. You're not a perfectionist because you refuse to fail. You just refuse to fail.
Yeah.
So the people who have failed so many times and have pulled themselves back up, you talk about people like Kobe Bryant, people like LeBron, people like Cristiano, Messi, all those prominent figures in sports. People like Da Vinci, who have crazy paintings going around till society to date. And I look at it as not they were perfectionists, but they just chose to always give their best, and somehow, some way, eventually the universe listened. That is how I choose to see it. You might be sold the idea that and we were actually being told this yesterday, that film equipment will not make you a better filmmaker. Same way, better paint brushes won't make you a better painter. It might improve a bit, but the overall quality and skill of painting will only come as a result of you painting.
Exactly.
Constantly.
You exercising the skill.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And as creatives, don't stop. Don't stop, manzi. It's really difficult to push your content or thrive to create something, and it doesn't get the masses that you wish for, or the masses that you would want it to have. But that doesn't mean you're supposed to stop. Doesn't mean you're supposed to let it go. You're supposed to continue pushing on. You're supposed to keep on pushing until the day you're going to break even. Until the day you're going to actually make that step into that goal or that target you've been making. So with that, I'd like to move on to physical appearances and quest for perfect body. Now,
moving on swiftly.
Yes, this is a very, very dire topic. It's a topic where we can speak for hours and hours and hours. Having guests who come here, we contradict each other because we can never find one simple answer or one simple solution to this. The thing about chasing physical perfection is that you do the craziest of things. Like you will do so many obnoxious things trying to chase physical perfection. So I'll give an example, and I'll give an example of I'd say myself, but myself not really. I was a very chubby kid, by the way. Very,
Same.
very chubby. Very chubby.
Funnily same.
Like very chubby. Like I was huge. I was circular, but if I ever fail, I was just rolling, man.
You never fail.
I-
You are violent.
Yeah. So I can't really say there was a time I was very insecure about my body, but it was that insecurity in passing. Like I was just like, god damn, I'm fat. Yeah, but it was just being a baby. Like it's just that my mother fed me right, to be honest. Like it wasn't.
Shout out to moms who feed their
Man,
childs.
by the way, thank you, mommy. Sijui kama utawai watch stuff, but grazie. Yeah, so that's one thing people don't see these days, especially right now. Hey, Gen Alpha guys, wow. Social media.
Funny thing.
Yeah.
I was talking to my younger sister yesterday.
Yes.
And I was telling her, now that you have a new phone and a new device, there's so much pressure to get on all the apps, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, nini. And I was telling her that there's a possibility that all these things will influence the way you think, will influence your way of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. And I gave her a very simple example.
Yeah.
If they want you and your friends to talk about Cardi B just does something and then they push it on the platform, she becomes a trending topic, and then that's all you guys talk about. So it's really funny that you should mention social media, but I'll let you go on and touch on what you wanted to say about it.
Yeah. So on to like social media influence. I'd speak of Gen Alpha, because Gen Alpha are still kids. Like they're still children right now. They're babies.
You all are babies.
They are looking for lives that are being led by people in their 20s, in their 30s, people who have already grown, people who have already lived a good amount of their lives. They've already passed their childhood age. So you'll find someone who's let's say 12, 13, 14, who's cutting their diet. It's you, I'm on a diet for what?
You know it's funny that I don't think they fully understand that even the personalities on social media versus you in real life is
Most
a
likely
whole
a
different.
fake.
Yeah, there's the probability that that it's a fake for clout, or for they're being paid to do it, or it's an agenda being pushed, is there, and most people don't know that that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So you end up just adopting this whole thing and moving with it, and you don't really know where it's going. All right. So
what were I even talking about?
I was saying how social media might influence people to believe in fake personalities and fake
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I've remembered. So, like I was saying, your Gen Alpha, you're in your basic ages, 12, 13, 14, and you're so hell-bent on your appearance. You are growing.
You're developing.
You are a child.
Yes.
That fat that you're so scared about, it will go on its own. Like I didn't do anything. For me, I didn't.
Situations did things to me.
Yeah, also mean situations.
That sounds fucked
Situations will do things to you.
Yeah.
High school is going to fuck you.
I went to a government.
You are going to be
military
fucked until you go thin. Literally. But
Okay,
yeah.
I went to a government military run high school for 1 year, and the way I went to that school versus the way I came back, I was told
Two different people.
someone took an iron and was just ironing me. Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, you're too concerned about your appearance, especially you children. I'm still a child as well, but
I'm more developed one.
yeah, in your teens, you get too worried about how you look. And the only point you can say it's concerning is when you are going against your BMI. Your BMI is body mass index, which is your weight against your height. You can get that checked online or even by a doctor, by general checkups, or anytime you go to a doc, they can tell you your BMI levels. And if your BMI levels are within normal, never worry.
You is okay.
Even if you're like 90 kgs and you're 6'7", I think, yeah, you're doing perfectly okay. Kwanza you are healthy, because
He's a healthy individual.
it's supposed to be the higher the height, the higher the weight. The lower the height, the lower the weight. For even your organs to be able to work efficiently. Sorry, yeah. So for people on social media, don't get too involved or too fixated by what you see on social media, unless it's healthy, unless the content creators showing you how to make yourself healthy, how to ensure your body is fit and span.
Speak and
span. Guy, nakwambia nimekuwa retarded by the way, guys.
Mechilia kidogo.
Walai.
Nahitaji kufanyia short wire kama gari.
Bas, nani ako na jumper cables?
Guy.
Niko na battery. But anyway, yeah. Other than the effect on social media, and this one happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. It happens to even people in their 30s. So what I can say about perfection, it's about you, it's not about them. It's about you.
Don't fall for the unrealistic beauty standards that are being set.
Exactly.
If you have hip dips, or if you have,
love them, by the way. Love your body.
Just because someone else does not have them does not mean you also don't need to. If you are given them by God, they are there for a reason.
Yes.
It is funny that you think God is the best creator, then you immediately want to change what God gave you. Auntie, uncle, please.
Man,
can we
behave?
Can we please?
Yeah.
Don't also be negatively. Don't let your self-esteem fall into the pits because you don't look like someone. Don't say, I want Alvin's body. You don't know what Alvin did to get the body he has today.
I ate.
Okay, now you know. But but if you are somewhere there saying, I want his body, nothing else, I will go for nothing else, you don't know what he has been eating, you don't know how he has been eating. So you live according to your body mass index, as he said. Don't fall for the social media traps that your body has to be like this. You have to have hips, like it has to follow a certain shape. Or
people are different in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Let me touch on something controversial so I can explain what I want to say.
So
people accept gay people accept transsexual people accept whatever the whole LGBT community as they are, because they said something they did not choose, right? So why don't you accept the body the way it is? It's just a question. So if you're very ready to accept the gay person for being gay because it's not their choice,
how comes you're ready to accept someone else for something that they're imposing on you,
but you're not able to accept you for who you are, the way you were born?
Literal, biological, you were born with this thing,
man. So on self-worth, yeah, your body defines, okay, how you feel about your body defines how you are, like how worthy you place yourself, yeah, how much you feel comfortable in your own body, how much you feel comfortable with yourself, how much you feel happy being in your own body. And it's very important for people to understand their own self-worth, understand what makes you who you are, what makes you happy, what makes you comfortable. I'm not saying that you shouldn't work on your body. I'm not saying you should let go of your body, because when I say don't follow what social media spreads on how your body is, how people are. I'm not telling you don't follow that soul, let go of your body. I'm saying be intentional with yourself, about your body, the way you want it.
In
And-
simple terms, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
In simple terms, live life with success being something you control.
Yes.
Don't live under someone else's success. Live
That is
under
very
your own
true.
means of success.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And
Which are not perfectionate means, realistic means. Please, guys,
yes.
do not chase this perfection.
Yeah.
Perfection is a social construct.
Indeed it is.
Listen to Alvin. Alvin is a wise man.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, work on yourself the way you want it. And I'd say for these augmentations and umeita nini ingine, hizo bodily changes people do.
Fillers and
Those things.
alterations.
Yes. For those alterations, to be honest, I don't think they're important. I don't really think they're important. And hiyo camera inazima.
Manze ina battle lo.
Ni stolenji.
Oh.
But it's okay. So, tuangalie wewe mwingine.
Sir.
Yeah, you follow what you think is right for you. And these augmentations don't really make you a different person. It's a whole theory, it's a whole story about the way those augmentations change how God created you. Ni story nyingi, but we do not have the time for all that story, so I'll leave you with one thing. I'd say yes, love the body God gave you, but also work on it.
Treasure it.
Like when the Bible says the body is God's temple, it really is. And you are made in the image and likeness of God. So hata wewe, you are your own God in a way. So treat your temple the way it should be. Like, give it grace, give it care, give it love, give it all the energy and effort to make yourself feel better, to make yourself feel great. With that, let us go to the final thought by Anthony Maina.
My final thoughts are, you should listen to Alvin.
Thank you.
He's a wise man. And you should also like, share and subscribe to our content and send friendly reviews.
Yes.
Okay, send reviews even if they're not friendly. We listen, because feedback
is important.
Yeah.
And do not hate on our platforms, by the way. Do not hate. There's no room for hate on our platforms.
We're not here to promote hate and other things that you guys
discriminations.
do.
Yeah.
So with that, I would like to bid you all goodbye and wish you all a lovely week.
Farewell, my pretties and my handsomes. Yeah. Mukwe very well. And love yourself, by the way. That's wallahi. Wallahi, let me tell you something. No one is going to love you the way you should love yourself. So love yourself.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And thank you for the person who showed me that. Yeah. Thank you very much. With that, please like, share and subscribe. Kwaheri ya kuonana.